Hi, everybody. Welcome to Actualizing Self. Today I have with me Dan Adams. He is a serial entrepreneur. He's started Athletic Capital. He's the co-founder of the Higher Purpose Project and an all-around great guy. I've recently come across his work through the Higher Purpose Project, and I'm looking forward to learning more about that on the call today and to hear what else he's got going on in his life. Dan, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Eric, thank you for having me, man. I'm super excited about your platform. I had the opportunity to review it this afternoon, and it's so awesome, the stuff that you're putting into the world.
Great. Yeah, I mean, it's so important to kind of start developing a platform for all of us who have a message to share with people, especially when it's talking about higher purpose. So it seems like you're very much in line with that as well, and that's why I really wanted to kind of reach out and connect.
Awesome. I'm excited just to kind of share this time with you and just talk about these passions and these things that we're into.
Definitely. So, I mean, the whole premise behind this interview series here is about what I'm calling purposeful entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. And I love to get each person that I have on here, their point of view on what they think that really means. So I'd love to kind of get your sense for what it means to be a purposeful entrepreneur.
Well, I think it all kind of boils down to this concept of the hero. I think hero in Greek, when you break it down, it's the chooser. And in our life, it's so important to just become conscious of our ability to build our own path. And in this world of just tons of technology, ways to connect with people, it's so important for us as society, us as members of younger generations, just to awaken to our potential and our abilities in this world, to be able to create platforms that are aligned with our passions and who we want to be. And the biggest thing is just having the courage to take that step into the unknown, to really build the things that are important to us and important to the people around us. And regardless what that is, there's the same universal concepts that we all kind of connect to at the core. And it's just fun just to see different people's expressions of those concepts.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, and it's amazing how we all have a very unique contribution to give into the world. And, it really does require us to be a hero in a sense, to actually have the courage to want to create something in the world that ultimately helps others. But in doing so, helps us, which is kind of the essence of being in business, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's like the biggest high too, is being able to create a vision and then bringing other people into it. And you start with this idea that is, just, a concept on a whiteboard, and you're able to see it brought to reality. And when people can join you in that process, it's so amazing. And then, as a byproduct of you kind of going on this journey with the people around you, you see a light bulb go off in them. And then, they have like the same type of energy and purpose to do the same thing in their lives. And so they bring you into their own vision, which is just like a really just amazing experience that, in this life, I don't think there's anything better than it.
Definitely. Yeah, it's contagious too when you see somebody else who's kind of on fire with a sense of, purpose that, they're really embracing, such that they're actually creating something in the world. So I'd love to hear about, some of the visions that you've had over the last few years since you started out, on a career trajectory, and some of the projects like Athletic Capital and the Higher Purpose Project that you can share with our listeners here.
Yeah, I mean, Athletic Capital was very similar to Actualizing Self. It was kind of an experiment, to a degree. I was working in corporate America. I had an athletic background, and so I started to realize like the power of like visualization in athletics. I mean, everybody has different passions. Sometimes it's music, sometimes it's art. It's all different things that people get into. But for me, it was athletics, and while I was in sports, when I was in college, I was a really undersized linebacker, but I ended up leading the nation in unassisted tackles in 2005, and then I set an NCAA record. And people would look at me like, "Oh, this kid's a kicker. Are you kidding me? Like, how is this kid going to be able to succeed at a collegiate level?" And it was just really through the process of visualization and believing in my ability to make an impact that I was able to succeed. And it was just constantly getting knocked down and being able to get up no matter what. And so when I got out of school, I realized I kind of went back into those experiences, throughout my life where I experienced success, and I looked back at things where, things didn't go as well. And I was looking for, those components that made me happy. What were those things? What were those elements that made me feel a sense of fulfillment in my life? And, for me, it was connection. It was growth. Anytime in this life that, I'm working towards something, even if it's an unknown, if it's something where I know I'm improving on daily and I feel like it's necessary to do, then I take the leap. And as a byproduct of that growth, you meet other people that are aligned with that particular passion, and so you formulate these deep bonds. And I was working in corporate America, and I was really not really happy. I was kind of disenchanted. I kind of realized early, just the illusion of money. You can make a lot of money, but if you're doing something that you're not passionate about, then there's no fulfillment. That you don't have those two elements that are so important, which is connection and growth.